As we welcome you back here at Hyatt Stadium, we are getting set for game number 2 of this doubleheader between Pierre and Lincoln. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as this should be a great second game for this Pierre Governors and Lincoln Patriots. First game, well, I don't know if you can top what first game was for this doubleheader, because Greg, that was some really good baseball that was played, but between two really good teams.
Yeah, and it's no secret why these teams come in seeded number 1 and number 3 in the state. I mean, those were two very good, very fundamental ball clubs. They executed very well. As an opposite to last night when we saw a ton of errors from Sioux Falls, Washington. Very clean game on both sides in game number 1. Just the 2 errors from the Governors on the one play, and then I don't know if Sioux Falls Lincoln did not commit an error. So just a very clean game all the way around. Hour and 39 minutes, I think, is what you said on the call. So just, when the games move like that, it's just a lot of fun and lots of emotion, lots of adrenaline. Came right down to the last pitch. Just, a lot of fun and a big win for the Governors.
And they will get a chance here with Jackson Edmond that will be on the mound in game number 2 for this Pierre Governor team, as they're going to be looking for a doubleheader sweep of the Lincoln Patriots. And it could go 4-0 this weekend here against Washington and Lincoln. We step aside for 3 minutes, come back with first pitch of game number 2. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today. 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back at Hyatt Stadium, Jackson Edmond just finished up his warm-up tosses as we are set for baseball here in game number 2. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we go through the starting lineup for the Lincoln Patriots. Ty Schaefer will lead things off playing third base. Ryan Hammerstrom will be batting second, playing center field. Chase Houselog, the shortstop, batting third. Peyton Hughes, the right fielder, batting fourth. Charlie Mickelson batting fifth, playing first base, as Jackson Edmond will deliver the first pitch outside for ball 1 here at 3:12 this afternoon in the final regular season game for the Pierre Governors. Nick Lounsbury will be the DH, batting 6th. Grant Graber, the second baseman, batting 7th. Dalton Garber is the left fielder, batting 8th. As there's a ground ball in the hole on the left side. Keenel's a long run across his body. Got a on-target throw on O'Ha, but is not in time to get Schaefer. And the leadoff man is on base with a leadoff single here to lead off to open up the ball game. As Ryan Hammerstrom will be the next batter at center field. That's a good play by Keenels. Just didn't have enough to get him out at first base in the quick running Schaefer.
Yeah, a two-hop ground ball that took Keenholz deep into the hole and able to glove the ball, but not able to get enough on the throw to go all the way back across the diamond to get the out.
A bunt is going to be safe at second or first, and then taking third base. Nobody was covering third. Hansen came into charge. Both Wiebe and Keenels are over at second base. The throw to first was not in time for Edmond. So the first two men have reached base. As now first and third here for the Lincoln Patriots.
And again, heads-up base running from Lincoln. We saw that, and we talked about the fact that very fundamental ball club, heads-up base running play by Schaefer, and they were able to take advantage of the fact that the Governors maybe fell asleep just a little bit on the bunt coverage.
So now it'll be Chase Houselog, the shortstop. Is that down as a sacrifice still, or is it a base hit?
I think that goes as a base hit. I mean, he basically, from what I saw, just beat the throw down to first base.
So the first pitch to Houselog is missed upstairs for ball 1. Gavin Solomon should round out the order here. He's catching, and he'll be the ninth man to come to the plate for Lincoln here in the ball game. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Chase Houselog. Runner is off of the pitch. The throw to second is going to be not cut off. There is no attempt at taking home on the throw. It was wide of second. Hammerstrom will take second base on the steal. And the count is now at 2-0, and it's second and third here with nobody out.
Play that the Governors executed last night where Jaden Wiebe, the second baseman, comes in, actually ends up as the cutoff man, and then Keenholz comes in and takes the throw. They were able to. The throw was actually a little bit on the first base side of the bag, and so it actually drew Keenholz across, and he was not able to apply the tag, unfortunately.
So the count is now 1-2 here to Houselog, and the pitch from Edmond. That will bounce in. That's going to go off the mask of Gordon. It's going to get all the way towards the third base dugout, and the first run will come in. And Lincoln has taken the lead once again here in the top of the first inning.
And Jackson Edmond struggled when he pitched over in Huron on that really cold night a couple of weeks ago, but then was able to rebound after Dirk Campbell worked with him and made just a tweak in his delivery, and that really seemed to be the difference. And then he came back and really threw well the next time out.
The next pitch from Edmond. There's a swing and a miss, and there's the first out. And as Edmond will get the strikeout of Houselog, and there's one down, and that'll bring up Peyton Hughes, the right fielder.
Governors have the infield in, knowing that runs will probably be at a premium again in this game. With Sioux Falls Lincoln already plating the first one here and being up 1-0 here in the top of the first.
As Peyton Hughes will wait on the first pitch. That one misses for ball 1. Hughes in game number 1 went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He also grounded out, and he reached on an air the only time he was on base. As Edmond comes set for the stretch, here's the 1-0 pitch. That 1-0 miss, and it's now 2-0. Edmond was going for the windup in that last at-bat. Now he's going to the stretch with the runner on third base. His delivery to home for the windup is a slower one, so they would have a chance to, if they're going to go for a suicide squeeze, if he goes from the windup, as it's over and it's now 2-1, would have a better chance of even taking home before the ball gets to the plate. But Edmond looking to go from the stretch, which makes it almost impossible to make that happen. Although it's still a suicide squeeze, and it can't be ruled out at any point here with the Lincoln Patriots.
Yeah, they handle the bat very well. Good club that makes good contact, and that's, I think, what makes Elliott Life's pitching performance last game so striking is the fact that he was able to strike out 8 different Lincoln batters last time.
2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, is now 2-2. One down here in the top of the first. 1-0 lead here for Lincoln. First 2 guys reached on singles, both the infield singles. As here's the 2-2 pitch. Comes inside, nearly hits Hughes, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, the Governor infield playing in on the grass. I mean, they're going to try to cut down any ground ball, look Hammerstrom back before they go to first base. But with the speed that Hammerstrom has shown today, anything is possible. Even if they look him back, there's a potential that he may try to score even with his infield in.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Hughes. That was called strike 3 as Hughes tossed the bats thinking it was going to be a ball 4. And there's now 2 down. And the infield can go back, and a ground ball can get you out of this inning. 2 big strikeouts there from Jackson Edmond. And that'll bring up Charlie Mickelson as we go around the horn defensively for the Pierre Governors. Spencer Lettler is out in left field. McGuire Rasky in center. Jakey Mayer in right field. Matt Hansen in left. Lincoln Keno's at short. Jaden Weeby at second. Bennett Dean at first. Andy Gordon behind the plate as that one goes off the glove of Gordon, and the second run will come in to score. And it's a 2-0 lead here for Lincoln. That will empty the bases with 2 away. And it's now a 2 runs again in the first inning for Lincoln. That's how they scored their only 2 runs in game 1, was scoring in that first inning, making a 2-0 lead. And here we sit, another Lincoln 2-0 lead. 1-0 pitch upcoming from Jackson Edmond to Charlie Mickelson. That one is over for strike 1. Mickelson got a plate appearance. They technically got a plate appearance, but he never saw a pitch as he was intentionally walked to load the bases in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. So one of those rare cases where this is the first chance in his second plate appearance that he actually gets to see a pitch. 1-1 pitch is over, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, I was actually, it made me curious. I want to go back and see if, even as an intentional walk, I guess it was. Benedine was credited with a walk, even though it was an intentional walk in that box score. So I wasn't sure if that was actually how it would go down or not.
A swing and a miss. Retires the side. 3 strikeouts in the inning from Jackson Edmond. 2-run score on 2 hits, no errors, no one left on base. As a 2-0 lead for Lincoln after the top of the first. As Pierre comes to the plate. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Bottom of the first. 2-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the Pierre Governor batting order will look like this. Lincoln Keno's will lead things off as he's playing shortstop. McGuire Rasky is batting second, playing center field. Andy Gordon, the catcher, batting third. Bennett Dean will be the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Jakey Mayer will be the right fielder, batting fifth. Jaden Weeby, the second baseman, batting sixth. Spencer Lettler will bat seventh, play left field. Gary Nedved, the DH, batting eighth. And Matt Hansen will round out the order, batting ninth, as he plays third base. On the mound is going to be Ethan Barron, who caught all 7 innings, or caught the 6 innings for the Lincoln Patriots in the first game, and now he's on the mound to throw here in game number 2. And Barron's thrown 28 in the 3rd inning so far. This will be his 7th appearance. He is 3-1 on the season in his 4 starts. This will be his 5th start. 14 runs, 10 earned, 16 hits, 20 walks, 45 strikeouts, 2.47 ERA, and a 1.271 whip for the starting pitcher for the Lincoln Patriots and Ethan Barron. The first pitch to Lincoln Keenels is missed for ball 1. As Keenels in game number 1 went 1 for 3, struck out in the 2 times he was retired. Got a base hit and came around to score on the double from Andy Gordon. The 1-0 pitch. And Keenels will rip it into the gap in right center field. That's down for a leadoff single. He's going to try and test it for a double. The throw coming in. He'll dive head first in safely, and a leadoff double for Lincoln Keenels in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Yeah, and that's, again, we'll talk about the resiliency. I mean, again, the Governors give up 2 in the top of the 1st, but what do? They come back, lead off double to start off the bottom of the 1st, and we'll see if they can generate a little offense coming out of here in the bottom of the 1st inning. This is again, you never want to say that an at-bat or a half inning early in the game is important, but as closely matched as these 2 teams are, I think every pitch, every at-bat is important right now.
First pitch to McGuire. Rasky is taken outside for ball 1. Rasky in game number 1, he went 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch to the time he got on base and came around to score. He was on the wild pitch. That was the go-ahead run at the time, turned into the game-winning run at the time before we knew it. As the 1-0 pitch also misses, is now 2-0.
Again, Rasky coming into the day prior to the first game hitting .328 on the year, leads the team with 15 walks, 21 hits on the year, 18 of them singles, 3 doubles, second on the team in RBIs with 18.
2-0 pitch, that one's the other way, and that's foul. That'll shoot through the small little gap between the wooden fence, and it's now 2-1.
And, the thing that, the fact that McGuire, Rasky, I mean, if you look at his numbers, the fact that he's got 21 hits isn't a big surprise. The fact that he's only got 3 extra base hits, that's kind of I think the one that I'm kind of waiting on, and just kind of waiting for him to just kind of get into that groove and just start barreling balls up like he has the potential to do, and just start ripping stuff all over the park. I think that day's coming, and hopefully it's coming sooner than we know.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Good hitters count here to McGuire Rasky. He'll get that one to the third baseman over Schaefer on a 1-hop. The throw is a low one, but caught, and there's now 1 down, and Keno's unable to take third base. So there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 1st.
Throw from Schaefer after he gloved the ball just up the first base line on the home plate side, almost actually for a fraction of a second. It did pull Mickelson off the bag, but he was able to get back and get that foot on the bag to retire Rasky.
Here's now Andy Gordon. The first pitch to him is outside for ball 1 from Barron. Gordon, he had the big double, 2 RBI double. He went 1 for 3 in the game, in game 1, but he's now got 21 runs driven in, a team high for the Pierre Governors. The 1-0 pitch. That one's upstairs. It's now 2-0. RBI 22 is standing out in second base right now, and gotten used to having Andy Gordon drive in Lincoln Keenels quite often this spring. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Barron to Gordon. There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by the first baseman, Mickelson. Keenels will make his way over to third, so there's now 2 down. And here comes now Bennett Dean to the plate, trying to give the Governors that first run of the ball game, down 2-0. It is Dalton Garber's out in left field, Ryan Hammerstrom in center, Peyton Hughes in right. The third baseman ties Schaefer, Chase Houselog the shortstop, Grant Graber at second. It is Charlie Mickelson at first. Gavin Solomon is the catcher here in game number 2. And the guy that was the catcher in game 1, Ethan Barron, is on the mound with 2 away, a runner on third base here in the bottom of the 1st. First pitch too deep. And it's over for strike 1.
Barron has good velocity on his fastball. The thing that stands out to me on his stats is he's got 45 strikeouts in just over 28 innings of work so far this year. I mean, so he's averaging a strikeout and a half an inning.
0-1 pitch to Dean. That one misses just low underneath the zone, and it's now 1-1.
But again, you kind of wonder. I mean, after catching the first game, I mean, that's a lot of work on your legs, and you've got probably 80 to 100 plus throws back to the mound already. So
1-1 pitch. That one's a one-hopper to the shortstop, Houslaw. The throw is low and it gets away. And Bennett Dean will trip up the first baseman. First baseman dropped his glove. Bennett Dean will end up over at third base. And it's a 2-1 ball game, as we'll have time called by the head coach of the Lincoln Patriots. And I don't see that there's any way that you can say that Dean interfered with the fielder, because they both got tripped up getting past the base. And Dean will end up at third base because the first baseman was expecting it to be an interference call, so it's now 2-1 and Dean's over at third base.
Yeah, and what happened was the throw came in low from Houslaw, and so Mickelson had to go down low to try to make the play, and when he did, he came up and Dean actually tried to avoid the collision, and when he did, he put his hands into Mickelson's back, and I think Mickelson's argument is he pushed me. I mean, he tried to create the collision. And I think that's what the Sioux Falls Lincoln coach is coming out and talking to John Whitcraft, the base umpire, right now, and saying.
First pitch to Jake Mayers upstairs for ball one. 2-1 game here. Bennett Dean is over at third base, so he's in scoring position. The air charge to the shortstop and Houslaw, and turns into a three-base error because of that. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will miss, and is now 2-0. That's a tough break for Lincoln, a great break for Pierre, and they're trying to take advantage of that error to try and tie this ball game up in the bottom of the first. 2-0 pitch from Barron to Mayer. That one will also miss, and the count is now 3-0. On deck is Jaden Wiebe in the number 6 spot.
You know, sometimes after kind of a big play like that, kind of an emotional error, you kind of have to just regather and just, take a step back, and we'll see if Barron can do that coming back from 3-0 here at 2 outs.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk. And it's now first and third here with 2 down. And that'll bring up Jaden Wiebe. Wiebe went 1 for 3 in game 1 with a single in that second inning. Was retired the next 2 at-bats. A base hit would tie the ball game up here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I saw Gavin Solomon, the Sioux Falls Lincoln catcher, went out and just took about 4 steps out in front of the plate and looked at Barron and just kind of put his hands down and just say, okay, it's just settle down, just relax, we're okay.
As the first pitch to Wiebe comes upstairs and misses for ball 1. Wiebe would be followed by Spencer Lettler if he's able to get on base. From the stretch, here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled back and is now 1-1. The Mayor's got some good speed over at first base. Maybe think about him taking off, but with a runner on third, the last thing you want to do is get thrown out trying to take second base in this, again, a game where runs could be at a premium. We've seen 3 here in the bottom, through now the bottom of the first inning, but you don't want to take any runs away or take the bat out of someone's hands that could drive in runs. 2-1 pitch. That one a good take there by Wiebe, and the count is now 2-1, with, again, Spencer Lettler on deck.
And you got to wonder if maybe there's an opportunity here at some point to put Mayer in motion, either in a box steal or straight out steal, try to get him into scoring position for Wiebe.
There he takes off as Wiebe will chop it foul at the plate, and the count's now 2-2. Well, you had that read perfectly, Greg.
Well, and I don't know if that's a hit and run or just a straight steal, but with 2 outs, again, you're looking at Jaden Wiebe's a young man who handles the bat very well and can protect his runner, and so we'll see if Mayer's back in motion again at 2-2.
And here comes now the 2-2 pitch from Barron to Wiebe. Mayer takes off again. That one misses. It's now 3-2, and he's going to end up at second base. He would have been taken off on this pitch, but now he's at second, so he is in scoring position. As
base hit here would be huge with 2 outs. Mayer is moving on contact, something into the outfield. He probably scores.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Mayer. To Wiebe, and that one's missed, and the bases are now loaded on back-to-back walks, and that brings up Spencer Lettler. So just one hit in the inning. That run came in to score, and they have an error and 2 walks, have allowed the bases to be loaded and the inning to continue. Spencer Lettler to the plate.
And interesting call here. Ty Schaefer, the third baseman, after that walk, just looked at the field umpire and just called time and called all 4 infielders into the mound and just kind of took the initiative to kind of give Barron just kind of gather around him, give him a little pep talk, and we'll see if that provides any words of encouragement with.
The bases loaded here with 2 down. Spencer Lettler to the plate. His first at bat. He started in game number 1, but never got a chance to come to the plate. First pitch to him will bounce in, and a good block there by the catcher in Solomon. And it's 1-0. And Lettler started in left field in game 1, but Rasky did not get through it an out, so Elliott Life came in off the bench. Rasky went out to center field. Mayer moved over to left, and then in. So before he got a chance to come to the plate, he was removed from the game. As he'll chop the first pitch, you got to say a foul ball went off of Lettler, and it's now 1-1. Good call there by John Croce, trying to immediately say that it was a foul ball went off of Lettler on the swing.
Yeah, on the pitch before that, Barron actually kind of slipped with his plant foot, and that's why he threw a 58-footer. And he kind of looked around, kind of went back, made a quick adjustment to the mound. We'll see if that pays any dividends for him.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Lettler, and it's now 1-2. The big at bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Either this ball game's going to be tied, or the Govs have the lead, or it will go to the top of the second with Lincoln hanging on to that 2-1 advantage. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Barron to Lettler. He'll foul it back, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
Yeah, you never want to leave the bases loaded, especially early in the game. I mean, you want to provide a little bit of a statement early in the game, saying we can score runs just like you can, Sioux Falls Lincoln.
Lincoln left 10 guys on base in that first game. Pierre only left 3 guys on base. So if they do not score here, they'd be matching their guys that left on base in game number 1. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Barron to Lettler. He'll foul it back again. So we will do it again at 1-2. Good battle here between Lettler and the pitcher Barron.
Governor's making Barron work. He's already at 27 pitches on the inning.
Here's now the 1-2 pitch from Barron to Lettler. That one will be fouled again. So Lettler stays alive. Barely got a piece of that one, but enough to stay alive for another pitch. It remains at 1-2. Dean is on at third. Mayer at second. Wiebe at first. Barron will come set, and here comes the 1-2 pitch again to Lettler. Swinging a ground ball. That one will be just over the bag. It's a fair ball, and it will be step on the bag at first for Mickelson, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the first. So 1 run scores on 1 hit, 1 error, 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the second, a 2-1 lead for Lincoln after the first. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Top of the second inning, it is a 2-1 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. As for Lincoln, it'll be Loudsbury, Grant Graber, and Dalton Garbers. Anybody reaches base, it'll then head to Gavin Solomon, 6, 7, and 8, due up here in the top of the second. Here's the first pitch from Edmund to Loudsbury. That one is missed low for ball 1. Loudsbury in game number 1, he was the guy that he ended up striking out to end the ball game, but he went 0 for 4, reached on air in his first trip to the plate. Was retired the last 3 times, so the count evens at a ball and a strike.
Jackson Edmond a lot more efficient than Barron in that first inning. Just 20 pitches on the day in that first inning for Edmond versus 29 for Barron.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 2-1. We saw the Legion baseball coach here yesterday, Brian White. He's helping out at in Oneida today with the track meet. So he's unable to be here today, so he's going to be listening to us. So we'll give him a shout-out here in the top of the second. The 2-1 pitch. That one is over for strike. It is now 2-2. We're supposed to have the game of our lives, not the Pierre Governors, the game of our lives, to keep him entertained while he's listening to us.
Well, and I tell you what, that first game was entertaining. I mean, I don't know if it's the game of our lives, but it certainly was a game for at least this season.
As that one's a base hit for Nick Loudsbury as he floats it into right field. And the leadoff man is aboard to open up the top of the second. Yeah, we didn't even have to really be on our game for that one to be entertaining for everybody.
Yeah, an hour and 39 minutes. I mean, we didn't have to fill a lot of time with a lot of incoherent babble, as your color guy likes to call it.
We didn't talk about John Madden in that first game. Didn't talk about the English drinking songs.
Yeah.
Here's the first pitch to Grant Graber. He's showing bunt, pulls it back, and takes it outside for ball 1.
We kind of went off on a couple of tangents last night. I think maybe lost our focus with those 15 errors that we got presented with last night.
That's true. Our minds got a little spacey. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one showing bunt and pulling it back again is now 2-0. Should say more spacey than usual.
Yeah. You're pretty much on your game, 100% of the time. I kind of drag you into some areas you probably never thought you'd go to, though.
Well, you shine a light in one ear, you can see it out the other. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's bunted, and Gordon tried to dive for it and just couldn't make the catch. I think didn't get high up in the air, but allowed Gordon the opportunity to get dirty, trying to make that play. Just couldn't quite make the catch, so the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, good effort from Andy Gordon behind the plate. And again, that's just a tough play because trying to find that ball right away, and with the mask that the catchers have to wear, those full almost hockey helmets that they wear, I mean, he made a really good effort, just came up just short of being able to pick that thing out of the air.
That one is bunted down. Gordon will pick it up. The throw to first is in time. The man is retired, and Graber, the sacrifice is complete. And there's a runner on second here with one down. Good play there by Andy Gordon. Good bunt by Grant Graber. And Lincoln looking to extend their 2-1 lead. Have a man in scoring position for Dalton Garbers. Garbers in game number 1 went 0 for 2. He was a strikeout victim twice of Elliott Live. He was also hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch to Garbers. That one's upstairs for ball 1.
Garber's coming into the day hitting .290 on the year, 18 hits and 62 trips. He's got 7 doubles, a triple. The big number is those 3 home runs, and with that, he's got an OPS of over 1. So you know that he can put a charge in the ball given the opportunity.
The 1-0 pitch is at the letters, and it's taken for a strike, and it's now 1-1 here to Garbers.
It's not often that you see your team leader in home runs hitting 8 in the order, but I think the Achilles heel for him is the 30 strikeouts coming into the day.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Garbers. That one's at the letters, and it's now 1-2. Which, and especially high school baseball, much different than professional baseball, where you hit like that, you're probably hitting number 3 or 4 because you're the best hitter, and it doesn't matter how many times you strike out. They'll gladly take you to hit as well as what you might be. 1-2 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-2.
And, as we look at this Sioux Falls Lincoln lineup, there's a number of names that are familiar from the Sioux Falls East Legion roster over the last year or two. But again, some of these kids will because there's a number of other options to play baseball, especially club or travel baseball in the Sioux Falls area with the Sioux Falls Cyclones or some of the other clubs down there. Not a lot of these, some of these kids go and take other opportunities besides just playing Legion baseball. So we'll see some of these kids later on this summer when they come back against Post 8 with that Sioux Falls East club, but some of them will go into some other opportunities.
Here's a 2-2 pitch again from Edmond to Garbers after a long pause. Here's a pop-up on the left side. That's a long fly ball. That one was going to get out of here by, I didn't even see where it landed. I think it went across, I don't know where that went, but that was long gone if it was fair.
Yeah, Garbers has a really big uppercut swing. I mean, you can see that if he gets a hold of one, he's going to elevate the ball pretty quickly, and so you can see why he ends up with 3 home runs.
And Jackson Edmond will balk. He dropped the ball on the mound on the rubber. And so the runner will take third base on the balk, and there's now runner 90 feet away. And Edmond now will go back to the windup here with a 2-2 count and 1 down in the top of the second. So here comes the 2-2 pitch again. That one will bounce, and we'll get to the backstop, and the run will come in to score. And it's now a 3-1 lead here for the Lincoln Patriots.
Yeah, and that's an fortunate balk for Jackson Edmond. I mean, if he doesn't balk, I mean, the wild pitch only moves Lounsbury to third, and so Lincoln gets a little bit of a break right there as they go up now 3-1 here in the top of the second.
So the count is full at 3-2. 1 down here in the top of the second. 3-1 lead for the Patriots. Bases are now empty. 3-2 pitch, and that one's fouled and cued off the bat. And we'll do it again at 3-2. I think that ball's still heading east out of Pierre. I think we've seen that. I see it still might be caught up in orbit. I think it was hit a mile. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one's fouled back again. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
Garber stays alive. He's continues to battle. Good battle here between the Sioux Falls Lincoln left fielder and Jackson Edmond.
The lefty will deliver the 3-2 pitch again to Garbers. Swings and misses and goes down on strikes. A big strikeout. There's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Gavin Solomon with nobody on and 2 away. That was I guess there was no memes back in 2005 when Albert Pujols hit that home run against Brad Lidge. And everybody's making jokes about the ball landing on the moon and landing in St. Louis. And, yeah, there was no such thing as a meme back in 2005. But that was a lot of fun when although they didn't win the series. But still sometimes, somebody, was there a meteor shower over Houston or something like that? So, yeah, Albert Pujols' ball just hit 15 years later. Counts now 2-0 here to the number 9 hitter, Gavin Solomon.
Yeah, I mean, in his prime, Albert Pujols, probably one of the best pure hitters ever to play the game of baseball. In fact, we were talking about a little bit off air during the break. You said that he's actually, after being released by the LA Angels, his longtime team has just signed a new contract with the LA Dodgers today.
Stays in LA, and I think if there wasn't LA Dodgers, I think the Cardinals probably been the only other spot for him to go to return back to St. Louis. But the Cardinals now will see Pujols come back. 3-0 pitch is in the dirt. It's a 4-pitch walk. Solomon will race to first, but he'll have to stop at first base. So there's a 2-out walk to the number 9 hitter, and that'll bring up Ty Schaefer.
Yeah, and
starting to get loose.
Yeah, I think it's Christian Busch is down in the Governor bullpen. This is probably just a check signals visit with Edmond, trying to buy Busch a little bit of time because he just started throwing. So I'm sure that Dirk Campbell is just out there trying to settle Jackson Edmond down. And actually, Jackson's pitched had a respectable outing so far. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 walk, got 4 strikeouts. So he's done his job in terms of, we go back to kind of setting the bar at, can you keep your can you keep your team in a position to try to get a win? And right now he's done that. And so you'd like to see him get out of this inning. Right now he is at 42 pitches. Certainly that you'd like to see him go a little deeper into the game if possible. But I think Christian Busch was up throwing a little bit last night, and I know Steve Gray in the post-game interview said we kind of had to pull him back just because things just didn't work out for him to get in the game last night.
First pitch will hit the plates to the leadoff man Ty Schaefer, and the second base will be Solomon. So now he is in scoring position here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. I think Christian Busch, he got up last Sunday when Brady gets through that complete game shutout. He got up last night and didn't get to come in the game. I think now in the top of the second, he probably is going to get in the game at some point in this second game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball. That one past Hansen over at third base. Rounding third, going to try and score the throw coming into the plate. Gordon makes a play, makes a tag, got him out at home. And a good throw from Spencer Lettler and a good tag from Andy Gordon. And the Govs will go down just 3-1 after an inning and a half. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com. As we head to the bottom of the second, a 3-1 lead here for the Lincoln Patriots. It will be 8-9-1 for the Pierre Governors. Gary Nedved, Matt Hansen, and then back to the top of the order for Lincoln Keenels. Good play from Spencer Lettler to end that top of the second, fielding that base hit in left field and throwing one hopper right to Andy Gordon to make that play.
Yeah, and that's a play we've seen out of Spencer Lettler before this year. I don't remember exactly who it was against. I know it was down at Sioux Falls. We saw him with an outfield assist down there, and so Spencer certainly has the arm to play that position out there. Good, accurate arm, good, strong throw, and keeps this a 3-1 Patriot lead right now going into the bottom of the second.
Gary Nedved will lead things off, batting .250. First chance for Nedved here in this ball game. Or again, the doubleheader, .250 batting average so far here for Nedved. He's driven in 4 runs. He's gotten 4 of his 5 hits have been singles, but he got that big double a couple weeks ago. So he got a 4-0 win. I'm getting attacked up here. Here's the 0-1 pitch as Nedved will go into right field, but the right fielder in Hughes will make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired. Here to open up the bottom of the second.
Yeah, just a line drive. Nice piece of hitting by Nedved, just unfortunately right at Peyton Hughes out in right field.
So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Matthew Hansen. Hansen and Keenholz. Hansen in game number 1 went 0 for 2. That's the incredible thing, as that was a base hit in the left field. It passed the diving third baseman Schaefer, and that will be the Governor's second hit of the ball game. And the other guy that has a hit, Lincoln Keenholz, will come to the plate with the runner on first base.
But Lincoln Keenholz coming into the day, said it a little earlier, leading the team in hitting at .455, 30 hits on the year, 8 triples, 27 runs scored, 13 RBIs, but then also has really good on base percentage. I mean, usually if you can be somewhere over 350 to 400, Lincoln comes in at 500. Lincoln Keenholz does, and so you add all that together, he's he's got an OPS of over 1. That's a really good number.
Ground ball to second, or short, the throw to second and back to first. A double play, a 6-4-3 double play to retire the side here in the bottom of the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the third, a 3-1 lead here for the Lincoln Patriots. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Christian Busch will take the mound here for the Pierre Governors as we head to the top of the third inning. Jackson Edmond goes those 2 innings. We'll get the line total here in just a second. But for Christian Busch, finally gets a chance to pitch after getting warm and getting ready to go in the last 2 sets of doubleheaders, but has not pitched. He now gets an opportunity with 9 innings thrown so far. This will be his 6th appearance. An ERA of 3.11, a whip of 2.11, as he has allowed 12 runs but only 4 earned runs. 12 hits, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts. He has hit 1 man. And Busch, no record or saves to this point.
Yeah, and we were talking to Coach Steve Gray about Christian Busch a couple of weeks ago, and just, Coach Gray's comment was seems like whenever we put Christian Busch on the mound, we just can't play defense behind him. I mean, he goes out and he does good things, and I think it's evidenced by the fact that he's only given up those 4 earned runs in 9 innings. In total, he's given up 12 runs, but that's more reflective of the defense that's been played behind him.
So here to lead things off will be 2, 3, and 4. Ryan Hammerstrom, Chase Houselog, and Peyton Hughes. First pitch and fouled away by Hammerstrom, who dropped out a bunt, was able to beat it out, and then end up scoring part of those 2 runs that Lincoln scored at the top of the first. They now lead 3-1 here in the top of the third. 0-1 pitch. That one's upstairs and is now 1-1.
Yeah, Hammerstrom just brings a whole different element with his speed coming off the left-hand batter's box. I mean, that's why he comes in hitting .393. 28 of his 33 hits have been singles, and you got to wonder how many of those are infield singles the way he runs out of that left-hand box.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Everyone going the other way. That one will get out of play. And it's now 2-2. Boy, that was hit pretty well as well, also from Hammerstrom.
The upside is that both the foul balls that he's hit have been to the left side, which indicates that he's at least so far in this at bat, he's not caught up with that Christian Busch fastball.
2-2 pitch, pitch in the dirt, trying to get Hammerstrom to chase, but did not, and the count is now full at 3-2. An off-speed pitch, trying to see if he can catch up with the fastball and then throw an off-speed pitch past him. 3-2 pitch. That one's chopped foul. And again, that fastball coming in almost a little bit too quick for Hammerstrom, at least in those 3 swings that he's had in those foul balls.
And I think right now, if you're Christian Busch, just keep feeding him a steady diet of fastballs and see if he can catch up with one.
3-2 pitch. That one's grounded back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, just past the glove of Christian Busch. He tried to turn the other way to make the play, and a leadoff single for Hammerstrom, who's now 2 for 2.
And so what does he do? Christian Busch throws him a fastball, and Hammerstrom takes it right back up the middle. So
and right on the pitch that time.
I'm done making predictions today.
Well, that'll bring up Chase Houselog, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Number 3 hitter in both games. They call a balk on Christian Busch, and so the runner will get to second base here with nobody out in the top of the third.
I'm not sure what that balk call was. Did he not come set for a second?
I did not see it. That's what I would think because he went to and started. So now here's the first pitch. Hammerstrom almost got a running start to third base. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to probably have one of the middle infielders try to hold him on because you can't let Hammerstrom with his speed get that kind of secondary lead.
Bush will come set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's now 1-1. So the second balk already in the ball game in the first 3 innings between Pierre. We hardly ever haven't seen a whole lot of balk calls against the Governors here this year. The 1-1 pitch is now fouled back. It is 1-2, but we've seen 2 in the last 2 innings. One was just a tough break of Edmond dropping the ball on the rubber. This one not coming set for Christian Bush. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swing and foul tip. Caught by Gordon. I believe it was caught by Gordon. They're going to say it was fouled, hit the dirt. Was not caught by Gordon. Not a whole argument from anybody, so I think the call was right. Here's a 1-2 pitch again from Bush to House Log. And we'll hit the dirt, and it's now 2-2.
Andy Gordon tried to sell that call. I mean, immediately when he came up with the ball, tried to hold it up and, show the home plate umpire John Krogstrand that, I did catch that cleanly, but I think it was the right call that the ball skipped into his glove.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back to the netting, and we'll do it again here at 2-2. And nothing for coming from the Pierre dugout. Nobody anywhere else in the field made any kind of movement saying that it shouldn't have been a foul ball. Here's the 2-2 pitch again from Bush to House Log. That one will bounce. That hits the plate, and it'll get to the backstop. And it's now a runner on third here with nobody out. And the count is full to Chase House Log.
Yeah, and one of the problems that you can dig yourself into as a baseball team is just allowing runners to advance, without any option. I mean, without the ability of driving them around via the hit. I mean, in this case, Hammerstrom gets on the base hit, gets to second on the balk, goes to third on the wild pitch, and so unfortunately, he's on third base, got 180 feet closer to home plate without Lincoln even putting a ball in play.
And a full count walk issued to House Log, so it's now first and third here with nobody out. And that'll bring up Peyton Hughes, the right fielder. Hughes in his first at-bat, he struck out looking. Part of the string of 3 strikeouts in a row from Jackson Edmond and those 3 batters. But Lincoln still scored those 2 runs in that first inning. 3-1 is their score here in the top of the third with nobody out. On third base is Hammerstrom. He's got good speed. House Log is over at first. Dean will hold him on over at first base. Here's the first pitch as House Log takes off. The throw will be not in time. Stealing second will be House Log. And the first pitch, though, was taken for a strike to Peyton Hughes.
And we kind of had the scouting report that Lincoln likes to run a lot, and they've shown that ability so far in both these games of this doubleheader.
0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and is now 0-2 here to Hughes. Charlie Mickelson is on deck. And after that would be Nick Lounsbury. Infield is in all the way around. All the infield grass. Time is called by Hughes. Count is 0-2.
Hughes, again, the team leader for the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots with 29 RBIs, hitting .372 on the year. So good quality hitter in the middle of this Lincoln lineup.
0-2 pitch is fouled back. And we'll do it again here at 0-2. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, just past right at 4 o'clock on this beautiful Saturday afternoon at Hyde Stadium. Governors won Game 1 with a 3-2 win. They trail Lincoln right now 3-1. That pitch upstairs and is now 1-2.
Yeah, strikeout would be big here. I mean, just being able to record an out, and then you probably still end up keeping the infield in if you can get that out.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There is that first out and a big strikeout for Christian Bush. his first strikeout of the ball game, and that'll bring up Charlie Mickelson, who also struck out in his first at-bat. Infield, again, will stay in all the way around with one down here in the top of the third.
Mickelson, the lefty first baseman, did not see action other than that intentional walk in game one, but getting the start at first base here in game number 2, comes in hitting .333 on the year, 10 hits and 30 at-bats, and Adam singles, does have a triple and 8 RBIs on the year.
1-0 pitch to him is fouled back, and it's now 1-1. Again, this is the final regular season game here for the Pierre Governors. They will await to see who they will play here at Hyde Stadium next Saturday, as they should be locked in a top 4 spot. Here's the 1-1 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-1. And we'll await to see what the time will be. 2 years ago when we played here, the scheduled times, I think, ended up being a little bit later than normal because of all the weather that came through. As a 2-1 pitch is popped up foul, is going to hit the netting. No chance for Andy Gordon. The count is now 2-2. But it was scheduled to play at 12, in the second game at 2, and the third game at 4. So if that would be the case, then we have the first game at noon here at Hyde Stadium. And would expect something similar to that. The only other thing, maybe at 1 o'clock instead of at noon. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Comes inside, and it's now 3-2.
And, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, do you because of the geography, do you make teams come in the night before and start earlier, allow them to get home sooner?
As that one will miss inside, and it's going to be a walk. And the bases are now loaded here with one away.
Or do you allow teams to drive in the morning, and then depending on how long you go with that triple header, potentially you may have a team that gets home pretty late on a Saturday night, and especially with it being graduation weekend, that could be a challenge for some families.
First pitch is taken for strike one to Nick Lounsbury. The base is loaded and one down. And it all depend on who's coming here in the first game and who all will be here of the 4 teams. Obviously, Pierre would be one of those 4. But yeah, who that first game would be between Pierre and that lower seed. As the count is now at a ball and a strike to Lounsbury. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Bush. Upstairs, and it's now 2-1. It is Jet Zabel that's warming up in the bullpen out in right field. It'd be the 4th lefty to come and pitch in the doubleheader. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one just misses outside. No place to put Lounsbury. The count is now at 3-1. Bases are loaded here. The infield middle is back. The corners are in. 3-1 pitch. That one misses, and it's a one-out walk that will allow a run to score, and it's a 4-1 lead now for Lincoln.
Yeah, we'll see as Dirk Campbell looks down at the bullpen, he makes the motion, and we'll see Jet Zabel come to the mound. The freshman lefty will take the hill after a short outing from Christian Bush today.
So a 4-1 lead. The bases are loaded here with one down. We'll step aside for a minute. Come back with Jet Zabel on the mound. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect. The service you deserve. Service Master. 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre. Proud to support high school athletics.
Jet Zabel is on the mound here for the Pierre Governors with the bases loaded and one down, as Zabel will be making his 6th appearance on the season, 7 1/3 innings pitched. He is 1-0 as a record so far. 7 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, 5 guys that he has hit, 7.63 ERA and a 1.63 whip so far on the season for Jet Zabel. And the bases are loaded here with one down, and it will be to the plate Grant Graber, as he will try and extend this lead, but Jet Zabel trying to slam the door here in the top of the third inning. Run is scored in each of the first 3 innings for the Lincoln Patriots. Zabel, the youngest of the 3 Zabel brothers. Peyton out pitching for Iowa Western in their conference tournament, I believe it is right now.
Yep.
Gray Zabel actually here. He was here last night, here again today, playing for North Dakota State. Good news for him, too, that I heard that he should be good for all of the fall season to be able to play for North Dakota State. First pitch from Zabel is over for strike 1. And Grant Graber, so far, he had a sacrifice bunt. We get the bases loaded in here and one down in the top of the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Jet Zabel. That one will bounce in. It is now 1-1.
Yeah, I'd like to, ideally what you'd like to see is a ground ball that the Govs could turn into some kind of a double play and get out of this inning without any more damage.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a line shot up the middle for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Rasky will come up fielding. The throw will be coming in and cut off by Lincoln Keno as a shortstop, so an RBI single for Grant Graber. It is now a 5-1 lead for Lincoln.
Yeah, and again, just very fundamentally sound. Just line drive right back up the middle from Graber. Just barreled up a ball that the Governors didn't have a chance to make a play on and got an RBI out of it. And now the Lincoln has extended this lead to now 5-1 here in the top of the third.
First pitch now to Dalton Garbers, misses low for ball 1. Garbers is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He struck out swinging to Jackson Edmond. Bases remain loaded here with 1 down in the top of the third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will miss low and is now 2-0. We'll be interested to see who would be up after Zabel. He is the 6th pitcher of the doubleheader right now. The count's now 3-0. Although you'd love to see Zabel, especially here in the top of the third, be able to go to the 7th inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Garbers. That one is over and is now 3-1. Still good hitters count here for Garbers.
I think Garbers thought maybe that one wasn't quite in the strike zone. John Krogstrand said differently.
3-1 pitch. That is over and is now 3-2. So from 3-0, it's back to a full count. As Zabel's looking to retire Dalton Garbers. And there's a guy that leads the team in home runs. Does Garbers hit a man with foul ball in his lone at bat so far here in game 2. 3-2 pitch. Comes in and hits Garbers. And that will allow another run to score, so it's now a 6-1 lead for Lincoln. The third run to come in to score here in the top of the third inning.
And we've got a little more action down in the Governor bullpen. Looks like Colin Brueggemann going down to get loose.
So now that'll bring up Gavin Solomon with the bases loaded still. Solomon coming into the game at .353 batting average. The first pitch. And he'll line that one into the gap in left center field. 1 run will come in to score. Another run will come in to score. An 8-1 lead now here for Lincoln. A 2 RBI single for Gavin Solomon, and it's still first and second here with 1 down.
Yeah, just a ball that just kind of got over the head of Lincoln Keenholz at shortstop, and with 1 out, base runners made a good read, and Graber made a nice read coming from second base and was off as soon as the ball was hit because he could see that ball was going to land on the outfield grass, and so they get a couple of RBIs out of it.
There's a ground ball or a bunt attempt. There's a high throw from Andy Gordon. The runner was safe no matter what. A good bunt there from Ty Schaefer, and the bases are reloaded again with just 1 down as it will roll back to the man that led off the inning, and Ryan Hammerstrom. He will come back to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 down.
Yeah, nice bunt right down the first base line. I don't know if that was actually meant as a sacrifice to try to move runners or whether he was trying to bunt for a base hit, but either way it worked.
First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Hammerstrom. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will miss inside, and it's now 1-1. And Bergman warming up in the bullpen out in right field. Zabel from the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Hammerstrom will chase and foul it away. And it's now 1-2. After this game is over, at 5:30 we'll start coverage of the Washington Capitals and Boston Bruins. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Of all the Stanley Cup playoffs. Some of the regular season still isn't done yet. They still played a game this afternoon of the regular season.
Did they?
They still got 3 more games of the regular season. Vancouver and Calgary got to play a couple more games. 2-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the right side that's going to get a run in to score. Maybe an underhand flip. Barely get Hammerstrom on that quick speed. But it's now a 9-1 lead with still 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs here at the top of the third.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how fast Ryan Hammerstrom is. I mean, that was a slowly hit ground ball. Weeby had to come in a long way. He was actually only about 4 steps away from first base when he made that underhanded flip, and Hammerstrom almost beat that play out. I mean, they only got him by about a step.
So now here is Chase Houselog, who walked earlier in this inning, swings and misses at the first pitch. And so on 1, he is 0 for 1 so far. He struck out back in the first inning, walked, and came around to score. Part of the 6 runs that have come in for the Lincoln Patriots, as he'll sky that one towards left field. That one's going to get out of play. And it's now 0-2. Lincoln has hit the ball hard, but most of the time when they've hit the ball hard and ones that would get past the outfielders have all gone foul. They've been closing in on stroking one towards the fence. The 0-2 pitch outside, and it's now 1-2.
Offensively, these two teams are very similar. Lincoln is a team hitting .309 on the year. The Governors are hitting .321 as a team. But then as you go a little further over, on-base percentage almost equal. Lincoln at .429. Govs as a team at .421. Slugging average, Lincoln at .432. The Govs at .438. OPS, on-base plus slugging, Lincoln at .861, the Govs at .859. So on paper, these are 2 very, very closely matched offensive teams.
There's a line shot coming in. Lettler, he will make the catch. That will retire the side. That's a big catch there from Spencer Lettler. Otherwise, that would have scored another 2 runs. 6 runs, though, score in the inning for Lincoln as they now lead 9-1 over Pierre as we head to the bottom of the third. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium as we are in the bottom of the third inning, it is 2, 3, and 4 for the Pierre Governors. McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Bennett Dean. He might reach his base. It'll be Jakey Mayer that will come to the plates. Govs are down by 8 here in the bottom of the third inning. Long way to go, but they only in the third inning got plenty of time to make your way back in this ball game.
Yeah, I think right now what you're really looking for is the Governors just need to put together some consecutive and quality at bats. You can't get all 8 runs back in one swing, so you got to just start chipping away, get a couple of good at bats, maybe play a run or 2, and just kind of try to start shifting the momentum as much as possible.
Here's the first pitch to McGuire Rasky, and that is taken for strike 1. Rasky grounded out to the third baseman in his first at bat. That was back in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's fouled away, and it's now 0-2.
Yep, Barron has thrown well for Sioux Falls Lincoln here through the first 2 complete innings, just at 33 pitches through 2 complete. Now as he starts into the third.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle, be fielded by the shortstop and Houselog. The throw is low, and it will get away from the first baseman. Rasky around first, and he will make his way to second. And so the leadoff man is aboard on the air charge to Houselog. That'll be his second error committed in the ball game.
And maybe that's the thing that gives the Governors a little bit of spark of life, and so we'll see if the Governors can take advantage of that. Just a kind of a routine ball that Houselog comes in on, and he kind of comes a little bit sidearm, and I think that ball kind of gets away from him a little bit, and that's the second throwing error we've seen from him so far in these first 2+ innings.
The first pitch to Andy Gordon misses for ball 1. He grounded out to the first baseman in his first at-bat. Rasky leads away from second. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Barron to Gordon. He'll line that one to right field. That one will get down foul. And it's now a 1-1 count here to Andy Gordon. He's 1 for 4 so far in the complete day. 1 for 3 in game 1. Now 0 for 1 here to open up game number 2. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses to the pitch in the dirt, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and Governors are going to need Andy Gordon to be offensively productive for them throughout the playoff run, because he's just such an important part of this Governor offense, and like we said, just has been kind of in the heart of that Governor and post-8 order over the last couple of years.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Gordon. That one is outside, and it's now 2-2.
Again, just somebody who offers just a real steadying influence, whether he's playing behind the plate, whether he's in the infield someplace. He's just been kind of that offers that big senior leadership that the Governors are looking for.
2-2 pitch, ground ball back to the pitcher and Barron. He will throw to first after looking Rasky back to second, and Gordon is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, and Barron got the comebacker and did the right thing, turned around and looked at Rasky, and he might have actually had a play on Rasky, because Rasky was probably 20+ feet off the bag. If Barron makes the decision to try to go to second with a snap throw, he might have had a play to try to retire Rasky.
Now here's Bennett Dean, first pitch swinging, and he'll foul it off over to the third base dugout. And Jackson Bowe, I think he was not watching where that ball was at the first time, or when it got off the bat, so he was ducking underneath the netting there. I think some of the players said, "Oh, well, hey, heads up!" And he quickly he did the smart thing by ducking underneath the netting, so he wasn't going to get hit. But the ball wasn't much close to that third base dugout. There's a ground ball to the right side that'll be fielded by the second baseman Graber. Rasky will make his way to third, but there's now 2 away to bring up Jakey Mayer.
Yep. Govs moved the runner, but unfortunately gave up the out. And right now, outs are going to become a premium for the green and gray throughout the rest of this game as they try to fight back from this 9-1 deficit here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, with the 9-1 deficit, 8 runs you got to try and make up before the end of the bottom of the 7th, and you also got to keep within 10 after the 5th inning as Mayer takes strike 1. So you start to run out of outs a little bit more. If this is a 1-run ball game, that's a great productive out. But now down by 8, the 0-1 pitch is swinging a miss, is now 0-2. And I would say too, you went back. You're talking about the play from Barron. Had a chance at McGuire Rasky at second, but up by 8, he chose the smart play by not extending the inning by an extra out, by just throwing over the first. Even if Rasky took off for third, he did the right thing to look him back, but not a play that you really want to make if you're a pitcher, as the 0-2 pitch is looked at by Jake Mayer, and that will retire the side. And the Governors unable to score in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the fourth. Lincoln leads 9-1 over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-state apparel?
All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
As we welcome you back, Hyde Stadium here at the top of the fourth inning. A 9-1 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, Peyton Hughes, Charlie Mickelson, and Nick Lounsbury will be the first three hitters for the Lincoln Patriots. Jet Zabel on the mound for his second inning of work. First pitch to Peyton Hughes is taken for strike one.
Yeah, and you'd like to see Zabel get into a little bit of a groove and just try to keep this at a 9-1 lead. Try to put a 0 on the board. So far, the Governors have not been able to do that in game number 2.
The 0-1 pitch misses outside and is now 1-1 here to Hughes. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will miss, and it's now 2-1.
And going back to conversation you and I had on air last night, John Krogstrand behind home plate, and
as that one's popped up high on the infield, the third baseman Matt Hansen will make the catch. Barely had to move for it, and the leadoff man is retired.
Barely had to move, but had to wait.
Yeah, he probably I think he was about to have to pay some rental property if it didn't sit there any longer.
But John Krogstrand will be departing the capital city sometime here in the next several weeks, as he has resigned his position as executive director of the South Dakota Activities Association and has taken a job as the athletic director for the Omaha Public School System. That's a big step up for him.
As the first pitch to Charlie Mickelson will hit him, and there's a runner at first with one down. That's gonna be fun for him. I think he's been a great guy it's a big loss for the Activity Association here in South Dakota. He does such a great job, and in the little bit of time that I've been here in now 2.5 years, and of course one of those last year, the spring season didn't even happen, so they had to work even more for it, as we have action in the bullpen out in left field for Lincoln. But he's done a great job for the Activity Association. A big loss for him as there's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by Keenels on the run. Not going to be in time, as Lounsbury will beat it out on the infield single. And so there's now first and second with one away. It's a big loss for South Dakota, big gain for Nebraska, and it's going to be also a big loss for the umpires here and officials because he's done a lot of games. Whether it's been basketball or baseball or football, he's done a lot of games here in the state of South Dakota.
Yeah, we see him a fair number of times during the high school and the Legion season umpiring here in Pierre, but you got to believe that he's probably also wearing the gear in other surrounding communities, depending on the day. We've seen him. Don't know that I've seen him in a varsity game at Riggs. I know he has officiated a number of sub-varsity games as well, but just his administrative ability.
That one's up towards right field. Long run in. Jake Mayer made the catch. The runner was well off of first base, and Mayer just couldn't quite throw it over to first base. Benedine did a great job of making the play as it was wide of first, and so there's now 2 down. I'm not sure where Lounsbury was going on that pop-up, but he was just barely able to scramble back.
Yeah, and that's a ball that kind of gets the runners hung up into no man's land, because it kind of falls in between the second baseman and the right fielder. And
there's a hard-hit ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit. Mayer will come up with it. The throw's coming to the plate, and Andy Gordon tried to apply the tag. He applied it just a little bit too late as a run does come in to score. And it's now a 10-run lead. A great throw from Mayer. Great tag by Gordon, but just quite there. Just getting there was Charlie Mickelson. So it's now a 10-1 game as first and third still.
Yeah, good throw from Mayer, just a little bit high, and Mickelson able to get in under the tag, just a fraction of a second ahead of the tag, but good play all the way around from Mayer to Gordon, and the Patriots now have runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth, and have the Govs on the ropes, and another run puts the Governors at the mercy of potentially being 10-run here today in game number 2.
So now we have a runner at, again, first and third, Gavin Solomon. The catcher will come to the plate. First pitch. That one will bounce, and we'll get to the backstop. Another run will come in. It's now 11-1 with a runner on second. And Lincoln has got a 10-run lead here in the top of the fourth. Still going to play those 5 innings, though, so still for Pierre, even if they don't get to the 5th inning and they have not scored in the 4th, they still got that opportunity in the 5th to try and keep this ball game alive, but they're trailing by 10 right now. Only this was playing for this Pierre Governor team. There's a swing and a miss by Solomon. There's now 1-1. After that big win, a 3-2 win, a little bit of a letdown here in the final game of the regular season. But the good thing is, yes, if this game turns out the way it is right now, you get a whole week to kind of forget about that and more think about the big win that you had to get ready for the playoffs coming up on next Saturday.
Yeah, and like you said, John, I mean, it really does, I think, put the Governors in position to potentially, in all likelihood, will host the region, one of the region tournaments next Saturday. May go in as, depending upon how the rest of the regular season shakes out, they could go in likely anywhere from number 2 to number 4, likely. I mean, would be the guess. We won't know that until Wednesday morning.
3-1 pitch. That one's upstairs, and now it's first and second here with 2 away. As that'll bring up the top of the order for Ty Schaefer. And Dirk Campbell will make his way out, and Colin Bergman will come out with them to replace Jet Zabel on the mound. We will step aside for a minute, come back. We'll have more here in the bottom of the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back, Colin Bergman is on the mound with with runners at first and second and 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning, trying to keep this game at just a 10-run deficit as he replaces Jet Zabel. Bergman on the season, this will be his 5th appearance, 3 2/3 innings pitched so far. He has given up 1 hit, 4 runs, all of them earned, 9 walks, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of 7.6 and a whip of 2.72. And his duty is to keep this a 10-run deficit going to the bottom of the 4th and keep it at Lincoln 11 runs.
So we will. I haven't had a chance to give you the stat lines for the first 2 pitchers of the day for the Governors. For Jackson Edmond, the starter in game number 2 today, he goes 2 innings, gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings for Jackson Edmond. Threw 44 pitches, 24 of them for strikes, faced 10 batters. For Christian Bush, he goes just a third of an inning, gives up 1 hit, 4 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. threw 32 pitches, 16 of them for strikes, as he faced 5 batters.
First pitch to Ty Schaefer is taken for is a swing and a miss for strike one. Schaefer so far, he is 3 for 3, 3 singles, all in the first 3 innings of this ball game. So he gets another chance to hit here in the 4th inning.
The stat line for Zabel, he's still responsible for the 2 Lincoln runners on first and second right now. So we'll hold off giving you his final numbers probably until sometime into the next half inning.
As the 0-1 pitch is looked at for strike 2, so Schaefer is now down the count 0-2. Again, 3 for 3 so far in this ball game for Schaefer. The 0-2 pitch from Bergman to Schaefer. And will bounce in, gets away from Gordon, does not advancing, does the runner at second. And Dalton Garbers, as it remains at first and second here with 2 away. For Pierre in the bottom of the 4th, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Jaden Wiebe, Spencer Lettler, and Gary Nedved. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Bergman will get the strikeout, and the only man he faces in the 4th inning, and that will retire the side. Another 2-run score for the Lincoln Patriots as they now lead 11-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Verdict Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdict Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdict Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdict Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Back here at Hyatt Stadium, it is a 11-1 lead for the Lincoln Patriots as we head to the bottom of the 4th. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as it will be 6, 7, and 8 for the Governors. Jaden Wiebe, Spencer Lettler, and Gary Nedved might reach his base, so we go to Matt Hansen. Much different look than what we saw in game number 1. Govs right now with 1 run on 2 hits. Been 2 Lincoln errors as well for the Lincoln Patriots. They have 11 runs on 10 hits, no errors so far for Pierre.
We've got a new Sioux Falls Lincoln pitcher. Looks like it's number 32. That's Chase Houselog, the shortstop. Prior to this, looks like Ryan Hammerstrom has moved from center field into shortstop, and I think Charlie Mickelson has gone to center field, and Jackson Bowe has come off the bench to play first base.
I think we got Solomon's still catching. But, yeah, so we'll have to go through that again here shortly. But Chase Houselog will be greeting Jaden Wiebe at the plate. And the first pitch to Wiebe. He'll ground that one to the left side. Fielded, that one kicked off the third baseman's glove, off of Ty Schaefer's glove. And a leadoff air will allow Wiebe to reach base here in the bottom of the 4th inning. For Chase Houselog, he's got 18 and third innings thrown so far. This is his 6th appearance on the season. He has 14 hits, 8 runs, 4 of them earned, 9 walks, 26 strikeouts. 2 guys that he's hit, 1.52 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. As the first pitch now to Spencer Lettler. That one is taken for strike 1.
And again, I mean, what the Governors really want to do right now is just go out on a high note. I mean, you don't want to get 10 run. You want to extend this to 7 innings. You really just want to show a little life here in the back end of this game and just show you've got a little fight left in you. And if they could do that and walk away winning 3 out of 4 this weekend, including a big win today, I think they would call that a successful weekend.
Count is now 0-2 here. Spencer Lettler swung and missed at that 0-1, as that one will be a pickoff attempt, and back in safely will be Wiebe over at first base. Lettler's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the first baseman in his first trip to the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled away by Lettler, and we'll do it again here at 0-2. Greg, you are, I might have actually got a car again, but you are wearing your South Dakota State hat. You have looking forward to tomorrow afternoon's football game.
I am. It's a rare event when your alma mater is playing for a national championship in any sport, and to think about where that program has come from back when I was going to school there, when they were still a Division II institution, and at that time the football program was a 500 program, if that, and to think where it has been and to where it has now come from, to elevate all the way to not only stepping up into what used to be 1AA, now they call it FCS, but getting all the way to the upper reaches, and now potentially, and now to the point where potentially you could call them national champions if all things go well tomorrow.
That was going to be a ground ball by Nedved. Spencer Lettler got a base hit in the left field. So it's a 0-1 count here to Nedved, who is 0 for 1. And you can listen to the game here on today's KCCR. We'll have coverage starting at 12:45. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock. And Greg Dean will be eagerly waiting for 1 o'clock to get here tomorrow to see if South Dakota State can win a national championship against Sam Houston State.
If the Jackrabbits win tomorrow, you may have to. It may be a long time before the smile gets erased off my face.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's over and is now 0-2. Yeah, I think there's been it's even the thing that kind of irks me the most is that people are saying, "Oh, it's just spring football. That doesn't count." Well, yeah, this absolutely does count. This is a great opportunity for all these kids to play, but for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits being in the national championship, there's everything about this season has been true. Yeah, you've had some cancellations, but there's not anything that you can take away from anybody that competed in the spring when their season should have been in the fall, normally or in the fall. 1-2 pitch, check swing. Nedved didn't hold up, and he'll strike out, and there's one down here in the bottom of the fourth.
I think I heard the best reaction when I don't know which one of the SDSU players was asked the question about whether if they would win, if the championship would carry an asterisk behind it, and he just said he just responded and said, "I think anybody who says that this championship is going to have an asterisk probably isn't playing right now."
First pitch is taken for strike one to Matt Hansen. I think you're exactly right. I mean, they've been going through the grind, and it's going to be a tough grind going in. You can almost say that South Dakota State and Sam Houston State will be at a disadvantage going into next fall. As the 0-1 pitch, they swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2 because they're playing the longest out of anybody, and they will then have to turn around and they'll have the shortest offseason ever to be playing in the fall again. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams that will have sympathy for them. But then South Dakota State can say, well, this isn't a true season because we didn't have a full offseason. 0-2 pitch. That one is bounced in. It is now 1-2. Get blocked there by Solomon.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is that inevitably by the time you get done with any season, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever, I mean, your body's just kind of spent. I mean, you need some time to recover, and so the Jackrabbits coming out of this season playing into the middle of May, are really only going to have, just a handful of weeks, really. I mean, to get back because in all likelihood, summer drills and summer workouts probably start somewhere in that second week of June. I mean, so you really only are going to have about a month off before you start looking at the fall schedule.
As Hansen will rope this one into center field, and one hops to the center fielder Hammerstrom, and it's now going to be, or excuse me, is that Lounsbury out there? And
I think that's Mickelson out in center.
There you go. I was all the way wrong, but the bases are now loaded here for the top of the order for Lincoln Keenels. This is a big opportunity for Pierre. Down by 10 right now, but if you can string some hits together, score some runs, going to keep this line, maybe get a little merry-go-round going here, and find yourself trying to inch back closer, down by 10 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, and I think that it goes back to what we were talking about a little earlier. You just need to start stringing together and put together some good at bats, and that's what the Governors have done here in the bottom of the fourth. And you put a couple more good at bats together right here, and all of a sudden you can find yourself up, only down by a handful of runs.
There's one run that will come in to score as Lincoln Keenholz had to call time to maybe swat some gnats in front of his face, and then gets a base hit in the first pitch off a house log, and is now 11-2. As it'll bring up the number 2 hitter, McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, and both Matt Hansen and Lincoln Keenholz taking hard ground balls right back up the middle, and that's what you like to see. That's a good approach right now, and the Governors have closed this deficit down to 9.
First pitch to McGuire Rasky is taken for strike 1. Rasky 0 for 2. Grounded out and also reached on air in his 2 trips to the plate. Here is the 0-1 pitch from Chase Houselog to the center fielder, McGuire Rasky. He'll foul that one out of play. And it's now 0-2. Rasky last Sunday hit a car that was moving on a foul ball, and he almost did that again. Had not seen that before here at Hyde Stadium, and then all of a sudden he almost did it again in back-to-back weekends. Here's the 0-2 pitch to McGuire Rasky. He'll fight that one off as he'll foul it out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. Just able to take a pitch that he didn't really like and just kind of punch it foul down the left field line out of play.
Bases are loaded here. The 0-2 pitch to Rasky. He'll float this one up, and that one will be on the edge of the infield. The catch was made. I believe the infield fly rule is called. The catch was made by Graber, and there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon. With the bases loaded here, Governors are trying to not just score 1 run here in this bottom of the 4th inning. They need to find a crooked number. After Lincoln has scored in all 4 innings. First pitch is over for strike 1. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 6 in the third, another 2 here in the top of the 4th. Governors scored 1 in the first, now 1 here in the 4th, but still threatening. 0-1 pitch to Gordon. That one's over, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, and again, the Governors left the bases loaded in the first. You really don't want to see him leave the bases loaded again here in the 4th. Or, like you said, like to put something more than 1 on the board right now.
0-2 pitch. Gordon was able to fight that off. He was well behind it, but able to fight it off enough to foul it away, and it remains at 0-2. Gordon's 0 for 2 so far here in game number 2. Ground out to the first baseman and ground ball back to the pitcher. And he'll watch that 0-2 pitch, get the dirt from Houselog, and it's now 1-2.
Good speed on the base paths right now for the Governors. If Gordon can put something in the gap with Hansen and Keenholz at second and first, in addition to Lettler at third, you could clear the bases with an extra base hit.
1-2 pitch is missed in the dirt and is now 2-2 here to Andy Gordon. Bennett Dean is on deck again with 3 and 4 here with 2 outs. Govs looking for a crooked number. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-2. So everybody will get a head start. And Spencer Lettler over at third base will make his long loop around to make sure he stays out of danger. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. And here comes the pitch inside, and it's taken for strike 3. To Andy Gordon. That will retire the side, and the Governors will strand the bases loaded. 1 run scores on 3 hits in the inning. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. We head to the 5th inning. Governors trail 11-2 to Lincoln. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East 2 Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
We have the top of the fifth inning. 11-2 is our score. As for the Lincoln Patriots, it will be 2, 3, and 4. Hammerstrom, Chase Houselog, and then Peyton Hughes. If anybody reaches base, we'll go back to Charlie Mickelson. The Governors down by 9 here at the top of the fifth inning. So for Lincoln, it's pretty simple that they want to try and score at least one, if not a couple runs, to give them some cushion and potentially end this in the fifth. And for Pierre, a 0 would for sure extend this in the sixth inning.
Yeah, the Governors just really, again, you just want to end on a positive note at some level, just something that will carry over and leave you with a good taste in your mouth going through into the next week of practice, and as the Governors get ready for region tournament next Saturday, and in all likelihood will be hosting that region tournament here at Hyde Stadium.
First pitch is taken for a swing and a miss, 0-1. I don't believe Hughes will be batting batting third because he's coaching first base right now here for Lincoln. 0-1 pitch. That one's outside and is now 1-1. So we'll see who that number 3 hitter is in the inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Colin Bergman to Hammerstrom, and that one will miss, and it's now 2-1.
And I think, to be rewarded with potentially a host spot for the Governors, again, coming into this year, the fact that they were, there was certainly a number of question marks behind this team. How were they going to fill all the holes faced by all the graduation that they had last year? And so to come away with a record, where they will be either at 19 or 20 wins through the regular season. That's a very impressive feat for this group of young men.
First leadoff walk issued to Ryan Hammerstrom, so he is on at first base. A long, big lead over at first is Hammerstrom as Chase Houselog is up to the plate. Charlie Lockwood Powell will be the next hitter for the Lincoln Patriots, as the first pitch is popped up foul, and it should get out of play, and it will. And it's 0-1 here to the number 3 hitter, and Houselog is 0 for 2. He walked in the third. He also flew out to left field to end the third inning. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Hammerstrom is on at first base. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bergman to Houselog. Runner is off with a pitch. The throw to second. It was high on the pitch, and it was offline on the throw to second, so a stolen base for Hammerstrom, and a 1-1 count to Chase Houselog with that. Now, again, to give the Govs a 10-run lead, the Lincoln Patriots a 10-run lead, that runner's in scoring position. That's fouled back by Houselog and is now 1-2.
And I think that's a lot of times you probably would not see a team try to run, try to steal a base, even though they're up 9 runs. But I think this is, more of an effort from Sioux Falls Lincoln to try to get back to that 10-run lead and possibly in this game early.
Houselog will reach at a pitch outside the zone, and he pulled it foul, and it will be still remain at 1-2. I think you're right too, and Lincoln, I believe that you said they're playing on Monday again.
Yes.
So they still have games to go, or another game on Monday, so you want to try and save pitching for that game on Monday. But overall, just to be able to get a 10-run win on any team, as Hammerstrom will steal third. That pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Wiebe. Go to first, and they will get him, and Hammerstrom will go all the way from second to home on the ground ball. Never broke stride around third base, and it would be an RBI ground out for Houselog. There's one down, and the lead's 12-2 now for Lincoln.
Yeah, and that just shows you what speed will do for you. The fact that Hammerstrom, stealing on the pitch, was almost to third base by the time that Wiebe got a hold of the ball on the ground ball to second base, and again never broke stride, just kept coming all the way around, and was able to slide in ahead of the throw from Benedine from first base, and now the Patriots have pushed this lead back to 10 at 12-2.
Here's Charlie Lockwood Powell that will be at the plate. He'll look at strike 2 after he swung and missed at the first pitch. The count is at 0-2. He is batting 174 so far in the season. He does have an RBI. All 4 of his hits have been singles. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He'll reach at that one. Ground to the right side. Wiebe will underhand flip to first base, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Charlie Mickelson.
Charlie Lockwood Powell has an older brother, and I can't say his older brother's name, but very, very high quality catcher for the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots several years ago. Went on to play at Central Michigan, if I remember, and I think set some school records there. I saw not too long ago. So some good bloodlines in that Lockwood Powell family.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's upstairs. It's now 2-0 here to Mickelson. On deck would be Nick Lounsbury, although it looks like Jackson Bowe would be the guy to hit for him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's also upstairs, and it's now 3-0. 2 outs here, and nobody on in the top of the 5th inning. Governors trail by 10, 12-2. Due up in the 5th inning will be 4, 5, and 6, Dean, Mayer, and Wiebe. Needing at least 1 run right now. 3-0 is over for strike 1 to Mickelson.
Got some activity down in the Lincoln bullpen. I think that's Ty Schaefer. Probably will come in to try to close this out and try to put a 0 on the board so that the Patriots can go home early with this 10-run lead.
That's a 2-out walk issued to Mickelson. That'll be the 3rd time that he has been on base here in this second game. As Nick Lounsbury now will come to the plate, Jackson Bowe will come to the plate. Hitting for Nick Lounsbury. Lounsbury will end the day with 2 runs driven in. He went 2 for 2. That one's ripped to the right side, down for a base hit. Mayer has trouble picking it up, so it'll be 1st and 3rd now here with 2 away. As Bowe will have a base hit, and then I'll bring up what is Grant Graber's spot. I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter. And it will be number 8, so it'll be Jackson Geertz, who is 2 for 2 so far in the season. He's batting 1,000, trying to keep that 1,000 batting percentage.
Yeah, Geertz' main appearance for this Lincoln Patriot team has been on the mound. He's pitched in 5 games, thrown 11 innings.
And that one is out towards right field, but Mayer will be there, so he's no longer batting 1,000 on the season, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th. So 1 run scores in the inning on a 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Governors need at least 1 run to keep this ball game alive. They trail Lincoln 12-2. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, Pierre Governors need at least 1 run to keep this ball game alive as they trail Lincoln Patriots 12-2. as Ty Schaefer is now on the mound to try and finish this one out, but he'll deal with 4, 5, and 6 with Bennett Dean, Jakey Mayer, and Jaden Wiebe.
Ty Schaefer on the year, record of 2-0. This will be his 8th appearance. He's thrown 22 and a third innings, has allowed 10 hits, just two runs, both of them earned in those 22 innings. So 7 walks, 22 strikeouts, averaging a strikeout an inning, minuscule ERA of 0.63 and a whip of 0.76. So on paper, Ty Schaefer coming on to potentially close this game. He is probably their number one, based upon the stat line that you see.
So here's Bennett Dean to lead things off. He is 0 for 2 so far here in the ball game. First pitch from Schaefer. A long wind-up and delivery, and the first pitch is over for strike one.
Schaefer, good velocity on his fastball. We saw that in his warm-up pitches, and threw a fastball there to get to 0-1 on Dean here in the bottom of the 5th.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little bit quicker on that wind-up and delivery, and that one hit the dirt, but Dean offered at it, so it's now 0-2. Couple of score updates. South Dakota State softball, they lost the first game of the Summit League tournament and came back to make the championship. As the 0-2 pitch, there's a hard ground ball, base hit for Bennett Dean as he is on, and that one will get away from the right fielder. Bennett Dean will round first, he'll head for second, and he will slide in safely at second base on the leadoff single, and the air charge to the right fielder. And the run that will keep the game alive for the Pierre Governors is now in scoring position here with nobody out.
Yeah, and again, go down as a hit and an error. I believe that's Charlie Lockwood Powell playing right field now for the Lincoln Patriots, and ball that just kind of skipped under his glove and allowed Dean to go from first to second.
So now here is Jakey Mayer. First pitch to him is outside for ball one. But SDSU won the first game. They had to win both games today. They won the first game, and now I believe they're up 4-0 going later in that game against Omaha. So they might have won. They might be winning both games here today to get the automatic bid in the the Women's College World Series, or I guess the tournament, the NCAA softball tournament. So more good news for the Jacks.
Yeah, I saw that. I just seen looked like Omaha hit a 2-run homer and cut the lead to 4-2. I don't know what inning it is though.
There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Oh, you're keeping tabs on it as well.
Yeah, got the attention span of a gnat, so I mean, trying to refocus on any number of other things. I don't know if that's attention span of a gnat or just multitasking.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Jake Mayer. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. And there's now one down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Jaden Wiebe.
Little action down in the Lincoln bullpen. That's number 34, Logan Stockberger, for the Patriots. And I don't know if this is just an effort to give him a little throwing before if he's scheduled to pitch Monday, or just a precaution in case Schaefer gets into a little bit of trouble.
Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe. That's over for strike one. Wiebe in this second game, 0 for 1 so far. Reach on an error. And also drew a walk, so he's been on base both times. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's popped up, and that one's out of play. And it's now 0-2. Oh, hit the light. And everybody over there on the left side of the field for the Patriots, they decided to hit the deck because they were not sure at all where that ball was going to go. So Bennett Dean will lead away from second. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Jaden Wiebe. That one's fouled away. We'll do it again at 0-2.
Yeah, just got handed this note from the KCCR Baseball Research Department, also known as Blake Dean, that the older Lockwood Powell is Griffin Lockwood Powell. He's currently a senior at Central Michigan, and has, like I said, I think he has a number of career efforts, and I'm just kind of looking at his career hitting numbers, very gaudy stats.
Jaden Wiebe swings and misses. He'll strike out, so there's now 2 down here in the 5th inning. And the Govs have got to find a way to get Bennett Dean in to score to keep the ball game alive, as Spencer Lettler will come to plate. First pitch is over for strike one. Listen to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. I thought you were going to do the legal ID there for me for a second.
Oh.
But instead you talked about the research department, which, hey, Blake Dean has done a pretty good job of getting some research for us.
Yeah, figured out what the definition of a complete game was. And now Griffin Lockwood Powell, career .314 hitter at Central Michigan, has 17 home runs in his career, including a single season high of 11 as a sophomore in 2019.
I really wish there was a camera in here that we could have shown on the YouTube channel whenever you said the KCCR research department, and everybody said down there's 4 people down there, and every one of their heads all turned real quick on what is he talking about here, and then said otherwise known as Blake Dean, and all 4 of the heads started nodding there after that. That was pretty funny. Here's 1-2 pitch to Lettler that misses upstairs, and it's now 2-2. That was all. That made it all worth it.
It made your weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, that did make it. Yeah, I mean, everybody just quickly shot a look down the rest of the press box. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Lettler. That one's outside, and it's now 3-2.
Well, some people use Baseball Reference. Some people use Sabermatics or whatever it is. We've got the KCCR research department.
The best research department in the game. 3-2 pitch is popped up on the left side. It will get out of play, and so we will do it again here at 3-2. 12-2 is our score, and again, the Govs have got to score Bennett Dean over at second base to keep the ball game going into the 6th inning. Otherwise, it will have our final regular season game come to an end a little bit early. The Govs are 19-4 on the season.
Would like to see him somehow figure out a way to get to 20 wins on the regular season. Doesn't look like it's likely right now.
As that one will be out to right field. The catch is made by Lockwood Powell, and that will end the ball game. A 12-2 win in 5 innings for the Lincoln Patriots, as that will conclude the regular season, and the Govs split here with the Patriots. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap up the second game in the regular season here for the Pierre Governors. Back in 2, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, as it is a final here in game number 2, a 12-2 win for the Lincoln Patriots as the Govs and Patriots split here this afternoon with a 3-2 win in game 1 and a 12-2 loss here in game number 2. The Govs will finish the regular season at 19-5 on the season. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as a regular season has come to an end. 24 games in the books for the Governors. All but 2 were played here this year for Pierre. And for Pierre to win 19 of 24 games, that's a good regular season. But now it's not over yet.
Absolutely, and those 19 wins puts this Governor team second in single season the single season win mark in the 8 years that Pierre has fielded a high school baseball team. So a nice accomplishment for them. So we will see if they can get to win number 20 next Saturday in the region tournament.
And we will wait to see who they will play, but winning 3 of the 4 games here this weekend puts you still at a spot to host next Saturday, and we'll wait to see now then all the seeds finish out, the timing of when they will play on Saturday, who they will play, and we'll have coverage, though, of the playoffs to the end of the season here on today's KCCR at todayskccr.com and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Yeah, now the Coach Steve Gray, Coach Ryan Kruger, Coach Dirk Campbell, you and I, and I think a number of other Pierre High School baseball fans turn into scoreboard watchers over the next couple of days, and we will be tracking the seed point standings. Those tend to come out fairly early in the morning as the State Baseball Association recaps the results from the day before and does their mathematics and posts those numbers typically about 7:30 every morning. So hopefully by Wednesday morning, maybe by the second sports broadcast on Wednesday morning or third, we'll have an idea of who's coming to Pierre. And we think it's going to be in Pierre. We're pretty confident it's going to be in Pierre, but won't know that for sure until next Wednesday.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any way that it doesn't be hosted in Pierre, but with all the seed points, you just never really know until the final day what might change and where it might be. But I don't think there's any possibility that the Pierre Governors don't host on next Saturday in that regional round. And we'll have those the games for the Pierre Governors on Saturday. And, of course, now it turns into a one-game elimination. You lose, you're out. You got to win 4. The only team, one team will win 4 games to be the state champion. Everybody else will have a loss to their record and will not be able to win that state championship. As we will talk with head coach Steve Gray here in just a moment. The Pierre Governors, though, they win the first game. They win 3-2, and then they also lose in game number 2, 12-2 in the double elimination. Or the double elimination. I'm all over the place. In a 10-run loss in that second game. So, Coach, first off, let's talk about that first game win. That was a real impressive. That was a great win for you guys.
Big team win. Elliot got stuck in a tough spot there in the first inning, jumped in and got to it, kept us in the game, and pitched with a lot of heart.
And you've kind of seen some growth come out of Elliot Life. I mean, he had a couple of rough outings early in the year, but really, I mean, he's just been lights out the last couple of times he's taken the mound. I mean, and today was a prime example.
That's that hockey mentality right there, And he's fist bumping and talking, and that's perfect. That's what we needed, to get back into things, and he did a great job.
Yeah, and that's the second time now that he's done that this year for you guys and been able to come in relief and play really and pitch really well. The second game kind of got away from you guys early on, but that's the one thing you don't want to leave with a sour taste in your mouth because you guys are 19-5 on the season. But talk about this second game and maybe a little bit of disappointment after the first win.
Oh yeah, that's an emotional game. You win a tight game like that. That's it's hard to rebound and get ready to go, and then you get in the first inning and kind of the pace drags down, and it's just hard when it kept getting walk guys, errors, balk. That's just hard stuff to recover from. We were talking to our young pitcher, I grabbed them and I'm like, guys, a lot of this is to learn for next year and down the road. Okay, you're going to be a big part of this staff. We're going to win a lot of games with you guys. A lot of this is for you to learn. We rolled the dice. Maybe we could get, a couple of innings out of each of the young kids and piece it together. Didn't happen. That's okay. They're still going to get to baseball. It's a growing thing, and they'll be better pitchers for it.
And I think you probably checked most of the boxes you wanted to check coming into this weekend. I mean, you got 3 wins out of 4 games. You played some really good fundamental baseball.
Absolutely.
Even in this last game where unfortunately you end up losing by 10, but there was still some good baseball on the field, and I think especially in those first 3 games, I'm not sure you could have asked a lot more out of your kids.
No, they went out and played with energy and heart, and that's all we ask them to do is give us effort. Even in that game, we get a base hit when it's 11-2 with the bases loaded, and you clear some bases and it's 11-5, and it's a whole different thing. But they're a good baseball team too. I mean, it's a really good baseball team. A lot of good athletes, a lot of good pitching. Definitely can hit the baseball over the place. And I look back at the first game. In reality, that game should have been a 3-0 shutout. In reality, so we'll take that as as a building block.
And you came in the end of the day thinking, hey, let's get a split with Lincoln, and we're sitting pretty good. So and that usually happens too when you played those games where you're expecting okay, let's get a split, and then if you don't get that split, or you do get the split, you're so kind of, man, if only we would have got that sweep instead of that split. So, but you guys still like Greg said, came out and accomplished what you wanted to do this weekend, winning 3 of 4 games. That's that's 3 impressive wins for you guys this weekend.
Absolutely, you got a young, inexperienced team that's starting to mature at the right time, and that's what we're looking for, and it's kind of cool to be at home to do it and have a good crowd and have beautiful weather and just a lot of fun. That's what, like first game, that's why you play baseball.
So what's going to be the message to the team in the week as you lead up to the region tournament?
We just talked about this a little bit ago. It's like, okay, what's the thing that caused a lot of the issues? Just don't walk people. Put the ball in play and when we're hitting, and don't walk people when you're pitching. It's a simple formula. We do those things, we're pretty darn good. So.
And you guys will have pretty much all but locked that spot in right now. Wait until the final the seed points come out, but should be here next Saturday. And that was the goal in the regular season. Obviously the end goal is to win a state championship, but that first goal going in the playoffs is to be able to host that region round. And with the crowd that we had today, how good it was, it will only be better going into next Saturday for you guys to be at home.
Absolutely. We talk about right from the get-go. Goal number 1 on the goal sheet when we walk into the Expo Center is be playing at home on that region Saturday. That's goal number 1, Then it's to win 2 games on that Saturday and then go win 2 the next Saturday. Plain simple, got goal number 1 out of the way, let's go get goal number 2.
And I think if you look at, especially, and we talked about it a little bit throughout the day, if you look at those top 8 teams in the seeds right now, there's not a lot of difference between 1 through 8. I mean, I think this is a year when just about any team, if they get hot at the right time, get some good pitching, get some good timely hitting, I think this is a year when just about any team can win those 4 games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of good baseball to be played by those, everybody, and that's what's cool about it. I love the seeding. Some people don't like it, some people, I love it because it makes every game meaningful, especially down the end, and it just makes for better baseball to watch, better baseball to play and prepare for, and we tend to just play better when there's stuff on the line.
All right, so now as you get ready for the regional round next Saturday, what's practice? Is there changes to how practice will be, from starting tomorrow all the way through Friday before you get the game on Saturday? Is there any kind of changes to how do you guys prepare?
We typically this week, obviously it's graduation week, so we kind of, we got to get in and get out. Wednesday will be a little bit longer for us. We'll kind of do a little more scrimmage stuff and get some work, and Thursday will be a hit night, and then Friday is just a light hitting night. Monday is kind of an off day. Tuesday is kind of a, it's going to be post-8 night, which is kind of a, just kind of a practice for those guys with the post-8 program. And, we just roll right into it. We go take care of business. Our goal was to be at home, and we're going to, the likelihood there is very good. So we're excited and be ready to go.
Well, congratulations on that first win. Congratulations on a 19-5 season. That's a heck of a record for you guys going in the playoffs. And we're looking forward. I mean, selfishly, and I think everybody else is thinking the same thing too, though, we're happy to be at home. We are happy to stay here in Pierre for a regional round, and you guys did that for us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of fun to play here. Great place, great facility. Our fans are awesome, so it's always a lot of fun, and we always play really well here.
Yep. So we will wait to see who you guys will face, and but again, congratulations on that first win, and good luck going into next Saturday. We'll talk to you before then.
All right. Well, very good. Thanks, guys, and go Govs.
Coach Steve Gray of the Pierre Governors as they win. It's in Game 1, 3-2. They lose in Game 2, 12-2 in 5 innings. Greg Dean here joining me as we wrap up a long. Well, it's a short but long season. You play 24 games, but back at the beginning of April, the first weekend of April was where we started this season, and now by the time we get back to next Saturday, it'll barely be a month and a half, and we've already gotten 24 games in, a full season in, and now we're back in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it does go fast, and it just kind of is a primer for a lot of these kids as they will transition very quickly out of the high school season whenever this season gets over. Whether you certainly want it to extend into the state tournament, and then the Legion season comes starting right away in June 1st, and so you will see virtually all of this roster transition and turn over from wearing the gray and green of the high school Governors and transition over into post-state Legion, and so it just kind of cycles through, and it's just kind of a seamless transfer for a lot of these kids, and so playing baseball from the first part of April through till the last part of July, maybe even into August. Doesn't get any better when you're a teenage boy. I mean, that's a great time of year.
As the Govs are 19-5 to end the regular season, they win here in Game 1. They'll fall in Game number 2, but they will play next Saturday, and all signs point that we'll be here at Hyde Stadium. Wait for the official standings to come out on Wednesday for where things will shape out, but I don't think there's any possibility that we will be that Pierre will be the 5 seed. We will be here on Saturday at Hyde Stadium. So the Govs will be looking for their first state championship in team history, but it all starts next Saturday where they got to win those 2 games. As Elliot Life, quick wave up to the press box, with a great game that he had in game number 1 that helped propel the Governors to that 19th win and then really solidify themselves in the top 4. So again, next Saturday, depending on what time it is, we'll be on the air about 20 minutes before first pitch of that game for the Pierre Governors, and then we would have that third game of the day. As long as they win, we'll continue to have all of Pierre Governor baseball here for you on today's KCCR, online at todayskccr.com, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Thanks to Spencer Kelly back at the station for all his work today. Appreciate the help that he had this afternoon. For Greg Dean to my right, I'm John Winkler. We will be back on the air next Saturday. That time and place to be determined, but should be here at Hyde Stadium. We're looking forward to the playoffs beginning next week Saturday. Final scores once again in Game 1, Pierre Governors. They win 3-2 over Lincoln, and they get the split with the Patriots as they fall 12-2 in Game number 2, as we say so long from Hyde Stadium.
You have been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, All Around Graphics, Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling. Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR is also brought to you by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Birding Electric, Kathy Sonnenschein Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, Lamb Motor, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. Join us again for more Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.